But then that leads on to the question, why would people call us crazy for raising tomatoes the way we do? Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Tracy.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Matt. I'm Joel.
I'm Lauren. I'm Megan.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see ya. So far today, we're having a great day on the farm. However, I will admit, yesterday was a better day on the farm. And the reason for that is we got over an inch of rain. If you have been following along with our videos, it's no secret that we needed rain. Now, would we have liked to have more rain than that over the past few weeks? Yes. But we are happy with what we're getting right now. So far this morning, we've got the farm market all set up. Matthew is on his way to the auction. He's gonna be picking up some things that we need today. And Daniel right now is down taking care of the animals. And I forgot to mention, Callie was already down here working this morning. You're just an early rising shiner, huh? Now, because Matthew went to the auction today, we do not have a truck to pick on. So we're gonna be picking onto this wagon that has a flat tire again. Although we thought the pickling cucumbers were going to decline a little bit quicker than this, we are finally starting to notice that the plants are dying off. Now, originally, we thought the plants were going to decline a lot faster than what they did. We've been able to harvest for about a week longer than we thought we were going to be able to. And that's kind of like a bonus to us. You know, we're able to harvest for longer. That means more cucumbers. Now, I'm not sure if it's because of the weather, but these cucumbers are lasting a little bit longer. And our new planting of cucumbers is taking a little extra time to ripen up. So about 1 week left of harvesting these pickling cucumbers, and then our next planting will be ready. Well, if this isn't the best example of having a farm market, I don't know what is. Someone just came and they took all the sweet corn that we had. So now there's no sweet corn back at the farm. So what we need to do is go and harvest some. The creek is pretty high. Hasn't been that high in a long time. We have made it over to our cornfield and the corn is looking really nice. Now, a big thing with vegetable farming is there's always jobs that need to be done. Now, when you add a farm market into that, a farm market that you pick for and you supply for, sometimes there's jobs that get moved to the top. And when you don't have sweet corn in the farm market, it's kind of a big problem. So that's why we needed to come immediately and get this corn harvested. We haven't had the opportunity to pick much sweet corn after it's rained, but let me tell you, it is a lot easier when there is moisture in the air. This corn literally just like fell off the stalk. So all we gotta do is get it back to the farm market so the girls can start selling it. We got our sweet corn back home. Now we gotta wait till the delivery truck moves so we can put it up on the dock. And the tractor that we were just using, the bucket loader tractor, it was throwing some codes, so New Holland is here and they're gonna look at it. The second you open these doors, every flying thing in the world tries to get in here. We made it back out to the cucumbers and we were harvesting the pickling cucumbers before, but time is escaping us this morning. There's just so much going on. We have a few orders that we need to fill, so we're actually gonna be moving on to harvesting just our regular cucumbers. We've moved over to the peppers. Now we just need to get our baskets full and we'll have everything for the order. Now you may notice as I'm harvesting, there is some colored peppers on some of these plants, some red bell and some bell that are turning red. We're not looking for those peppers. We know they're here, so we can come back and harvest them at a later time. The order calls for just green bell, so that's what we're looking for. And I drop peppers. It didn't take much time at all, but we got 7 baskets of bell peppers, and this should fill our order. Something I noticed as we are moving down through the field harvesting peppers, the peppers are looking a little bit on the rougher side, and it has to be just from the intense heats that we've had and the drought. We're still finding nice bell peppers, but I'm concerned it's not as nice as we thought it was. We're just gonna have to keep harvesting and see what we get. We would have liked to get the pickling cucumbers harvested this morning, but time just got away from us. That's something we never have on the farm, enough time. If we could find it, boy, we would love to harvest that. What we did get done looks really nice. We got these beautiful bells, and then we also got those cucumbers. We got everything back to the farm market. It is now lunchtime. After lunch, we're gonna get all of this stuff cleaned up and then boxed. Okay, let's see what we're having for lunch. Ooh, it looks like we're having meatball hoagies today. Daniel got the van loaded up with everything that we needed for the supermarket. He's already making that delivery, and now we're on our way back out to the field. The first thing on our list for this afternoon is getting tomatoes harvested. We have a lot of orders. Joel and Gavin have now joined us, and as you can see, some of these rows are pretty full. Yeah, that's true. That's good. Okay, you got it, Brian.
I feel like a film director now.
Now that we are getting into the swing of canning season, the orders have been flying in for tomatoes. I may have mentioned it already, but we need 30 half bushel. That's what we have ordered right now. And that's before the rest of the orders have come in for the week. So what we're trying to do is get as many tomatoes harvested as possible so that we can get them back to the farm market. So 1, we can get our orders filled, and 2, if anybody shows up, we can get them some tomatoes.
He's like so excited. They watch you.
Get on there. Now, when we started making videos here on the farm, many people were interested in how a vegetable farm raises different things, whether it's peppers, pickling cucumbers, and even tomatoes. And the interesting thing is, when more and more people got to watching us harvesting and planting, we found out that people think we're crazy for the way we raise tomatoes. Now, my whole life, I have never raised tomatoes any different than what we're doing right now. And even under the extreme conditions that we've dealt with this year, drought, hail damage, and damage from animals, our tomatoes have done pretty well and they look beautiful. But then that leads on to the question, why would people call us crazy for raising tomatoes the way we do? Well, probably the biggest reason they call us crazy is because we do not stake our tomatoes. As you guys have seen, our tomatoes lay on the ground or on this biodegradable mulch, and as we harvest, the plants just lay over on their sides. Now, if I was raising a garden or I was raising on a smaller scale, I would most likely stake our tomatoes. But the reason why we don't stake our tomatoes is because we are on a larger scale. So I never took it personal when people called us crazy for raising tomatoes this way. People just didn't know all that went into it. Now for us, we plant 60 to 70,000 tomato plants a year. Now if we were to trellis 60 to 70,000 tomato plants a year, that would take some time. And even in my young life as a vegetable farmer, I have learned we don't have much extra time on our hands. As a matter of fact, when we're not planting or harvesting one thing, we're most likely planting or harvesting another thing. Now the reason why you'd want to trellis tomatoes is because one, it helps to preserve the plant for longer, and two, it helps to prevent disease. By getting tomatoes up off the ground, it takes away a lot of diseases that tomatoes could get. Because we lay down the biodegradable mulch, we don't deal with as much disease pressure from the ground. A lot of these tomatoes are suspended on the plants or sitting on the mulch, which saves us a lot of headaches. The type of tomatoes we raise are determinate tomatoes, which basically all the fruit ripens at one time. Due to our weather in northeast Pennsylvania, this is the best way for us to get the longest and best yields by using determinate variety tomatoes. So because we're using determinate variety tomatoes, we don't have to worry about the plants as much. And an interesting thing is, our family used to raise tomatoes for canneries, like back before I was born. And this is the way they raise tomatoes. They grew them on the ground like this. And this is something that has always worked out for us. Now, do I recommend doing this for everybody? No. As I've mentioned, if you have a garden, stake your tomatoes. They'll do much better for you. Now, growing up as a farm kid in Pennsylvania, never really getting off the farm too much to see other farmers and the way they did stuff, I didn't know that many people staked tomatoes. So when I started posting videos about how we harvested tomatoes, and people were calling me crazy, I didn't understand what for. But now that I've gotten older and I've been able to get out a little bit, now I understand why they call us crazy. We do things a little differently around here.
We raise tomatoes on the ground. We just don't have time to put all the stakes in. And it's not a matter of just putting the stakes in. You have to go bi-weekly and tie the tomatoes to the stakes, or somehow fasten them so they stay growing up the stake. And then when you're all done at the end of the year, you got to take all the stakes out. And it's not easy to unwrap all the tomatoes and get all the stakes out, because you leave one of them stakes in the ground and poke a hole in a tractor tire. Then I'll be really upset. The biggest thing was when we started raising tomatoes, our kids were little and they didn't help much. I wonder sometimes what they help now, but they're here. They make themselves visible.
Well, now that we've got so many people that watch us raise the tomatoes and they watch how we planted, how we cared for them and everything, I don't really think people view us as crazy now. They might view us as crazy for something else, but they're like, oh, these guys got it down with tomatoes. Man, it hasn't rained in like a month and a half, and now it's gonna rain in back-to-back days. And while we're picking tomatoes. Now, while you guys are with me out here in the tomato field, I would like to remind you that if you are new here, please consider subscribing. We can grow all different kinds of things here on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. So I would appreciate your help. And don't forget to like the video because that helps us out a bunch too. Now, my row just changed varieties. I was harvesting the San Marzano, but now I am harvesting Plum Crimson. Now, I'll just show you the difference between these plum tomatoes. These are the Plum Crimson. They're pretty large. And then I'll grab a handful of San Marzanos that I had. They're a lot smaller. This is a large San Marzano. This is a large Plum Crimson. Very big size difference there. Just got all of our tomatoes harvested. Now we need to get them all loaded up onto the wagon, and then we're gonna be moving over to the peppers. We just got our sweet banana picked, and we always take an Italianelle, we set it on top, just so that we can make sure these are sweet peppers. We got our sweet banana picked, then we quickly got our hot wax picked. Now we need to head up to Dad and Daniel because they've been picking hot cherry. I don't know if it's broken or not, but we had a plant, no, it's not broken, but we had a plant fall over, and it is loaded with peppers. Let's see what we can get off of it. A lot of color at the bottom. What I've noticed with these hot cherry peppers is they tend to turn color pretty early on. I don't know. You okay? Are you okay? Okay. They tend to turn color pretty early on, and that makes them very, very popular where we live. We can see this like reddish brown color, and we got the nice reds and the greens. They really add variety when you're canning or when you're jarring them. They look beautiful. You can smell the heat coming off of them. We're walking by these hot peppers and you just smell heat. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you. It just smells like hot peppers, like all around these plants. It just helps you understand how hot these things are. Well, we finally made it back to the pickling cucumbers that we started harvesting this morning. We're finally gonna finish them off. Now, just really quick, if anyone was curious why we could smell the heat, well, why it was so easy for us to smell it, it's because the capsaicin in the peppers is like concentrated this year. Capsaicin is what makes the peppers hot. Because it's been so dry, the same thing with like sweet fruit, they're sweeter in a dry year because the sugars are concentrated. It's the same thing with hot peppers. That capsaicin is concentrated and it makes them very hot. We just got everything harvested and loaded onto the wagon. I don't know about you, but that's a postcard if I've ever seen one. We just got the wagon unloaded. I didn't show too much of it. We were kind of rushing. Matthew just got home from the auction and there's storms coming. So we're trying to get everything unloaded before the rain gets here. So we've got all of the peppers and pickling cucumbers now going inside, and we've got all of our tomatoes placed right here in front of the farm market. Just got everything moved into the cooler, and now we are closing up the farm market. Now, Matthew was at the auction all day. You didn't see much of him, but were things expensive today?
Reasonably expensive.
Did you see any pumpkins yet? I know it's just almost September, but did you see pumpkins?
Yeah, there was a lot of pumpkins. I would have been home a lot sooner, but there were so many pumpkins it slowed the whole auction down.
Acted?
Yeah.
Isn't that normal?
Hey, what's up, princess?
She's like, not me. Put it here. Now, when you
It It is very loud in the house. But we are having ham, bean, and potato soup for dinner. And we are also having some peaches. And someone is having trouble sleeping. And she's been a little crazy all day. Oh, kisses from Grandpa.
I need my pants! Where's my pants?
Yeah. Alrighty, everyone. We are all sitting at the table now. So that means this is where we're going to end the video. I would like to thank everybody for watching. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.